you have that feeling, you have that huzun in you. Grief will be seen in you. It is not expected that somebody who lost his beloved one should go on merrymaking, should be dancing everywhere. For example, today, if we lost any of our near relative, everyone see in us sign of huzun, sign of grief, sign of worrisome in us. But they accuse us as if we are doing something contrary to Islam. As I said earlier, the first hadith, when we are mourning and when we are commemorating, we are trying to revive and bring into memory what happened on the day of Karbala. The day of Karbala, as I said earlier, there's no way, no amount of intimidation, no amount of bullying that can make us to stop commemorating, to stop mourning about Abdullah Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That day cannot be forgotten in the history of mankind, not in the history of Shias faculty, not even in the history of Islam faculty. In the entire mankind, there's no way we can we can forget about that particular day. And when we want to talk also, then when you go back to the life history of Prophet Musa, alayhi salam, you see after all those episodes that go between him and the Pharaoh and his people, after Almighty Allah destroy them. But if we go to chapter 44, verse 29, Allah is saying, I think it's Surah Al-Dukhan, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فما بكت عليهم السماء والأرض وما كانوا منذرين. He said, and the skies and the earth did not weep for them. That is Pharaoh and his people, nor were they given a respite. Why did he say that? And the skies and the earth did not weep for them? Because had it been they are good people, had it been they represent Almighty Allah, had it been they are submissive to Almighty Allah, if they die, the sky and the earth will weep for them. But for the fact that they died as kuffar, they died as people who are ungrateful to Almighty Allah. That is why Almighty Allah said that فَمَا بَكَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّمَاءُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَا كَانُوا مُنذَرِينَ. Neither the sky nor the earth cried for them, and they were not given any respite. This Quranic verse is simply saying, that's what we call mantuk al-kalam. This is just direct translation of what Almighty Allah is saying. Then what we can deduct from it and understand from it, which we call mafhum al-kalam, is that had it been they are moving, the sama, which is the sky and the earth, could have cried for them. But for the fact that they are not moving, then they die as kuffars, people who rebel against Almighty Allah, then the sama, the sky and the earth refuse to cry for them. That is just a simple logic. Therefore, this ayah, from it we can prove also that it is not against Islam. It is natural instinct that when you face some calamities, the tears will just come on its own without you inviting it. When we sit down to reflect on what happened to Imam Hussein on the day of Ashura, there's no doubt that we must have that feeling, that tears will naturally come on its own. We don't need to invite it, because what happened is beyond human comprehension. What they did to Imam Hussein is beyond human comprehension. This is Imam Hussein alayhi salam that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is saying, Hassan wal Hussein, Shababe Ahl al-Jannah. Hassan and Hussein, they are the youth of Jannah. Hussein minni wa ana minhu. All these hadiths are there. It is being related that whenever the Holy Prophet sees Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, he kills them, to remind the Muslims that these are my grandchildren. And in some hadith, he said, whoever give them the respect they deserve, Almighty Allah will respect that person. Therefore, there's no way somebody will justify the killing of Imam Hussein alayhi salam on that day. If at times as we are saying, that Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, it was only Prophet Yaqub, it was only Prophet Yusuf that separated from him, and Prophet Yaqub was such in that agony, in that grief, that he cried until even his eyes he got blind. Then do you know how many households of the Holy Prophet that were massacred on that day of Karbala? As far as the history is concerned, the they lost about 18 of the family members for that, and the whole companions of Imam Hussein in that Karbala, according to history, is not more than 72. Then one household, these are the same Muslims that claim that they love the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then when you say you love someone, that love must manifest in his in the children of that person you claim to love. You cannot claim to love me and you hate my children, or you even try to harm them. Then I will tell you didn't love me, because if you love me, then I must see it, the translation from you, the way you love my children. These people that did this, they are neither Jews nor Christians, but they are people who call themselves Muslims. Why should we not cry because of Imam Hussein? Why should we not feel that agony they felt that day? Not only they were killed in Karbala, we also saw how they were the other families of him, Zainab al-Kubra, Kulthum, Sukaina, and others were taken, Imam Zainul Abidin, were taken as captive, first of all, to Kufa, and from Kufa to Damascus. They were manhandled. They were maltreated on the road. The whole people of Syria were called because they told lies. They told them that Imam Hussein is an enemy of Almighty Allah. He rebelled against their Amir Mu'minin, which is Yazid. If Yazid can be called Amir Mu'minin, for God's sake, you call Yazid the plain enemy of Almighty Allah and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is very unfortunate that today some people still call him Amir Mu'minin. In that case, as I was saying, there's no justification. There's no way you can tag us that we are innovators. We are just crying for crying sake. If we cry for the sake of Imam Hussein, the grandson of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, the way he was massacred, how do you have that God to tell the share world that they are innovators? But when it comes to Prophet Yusuf, Prophet Yaqub, I was referring to Prophet Yaqub. Can they equally accuse him that what he did, crying that the Quran testified that he cried until his eyes become white and led to the blindness of him? Can they equally tell us that Prophet Yaqub was doing something that is contrary to Islam? This is the prophet of Almighty Allah, Prophet Yaqub, and Yusuf is also prophet of Almighty Allah. Two of them, can you tell us that they are innovators? How do they make their judgment? It is very unfortunate. Imam Hussein alayhi salam will ever remain in the memory of the entire freedom fighters. It will continue to remain in the eyes of all the oppressed who are looking for a way to liberate themselves from the oppressors. And Imam Hussein has laid that foundation. That is why on the plain of Karbala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, when after almost all his companions were killed, and after all his own household were killed, Imam Hussein has this hadith. He said, "La ara al-mauta illa sa'adatan, wal hayat ma adh-dhalimina illa barama." I do not see anything good in this world, to live with the oppressors except fighting them. And death to me is a success. I do not see anything in death except success, and living with the oppressors except what? Except misfortune. Therefore, it is very, very important for us to know that what happened in Karbala is not something that we can forget in the world. These people are shameless, especially most of the ulama that are coming out to defend Yazid. And they go to the level of saying that it was not even in the fault was not Yazid's own, because it was the people of Kufa that sent him to go and fight go and fight Yazid. He is to be blamed. It's not true. It's not true. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was asked why is he going. He said he's embarking on this journey, not that he's oppressor, not that he's an evil person, not that he wants to be mischievous, but he rise about what? To reform the deen of his forefather, and to enjoin people to do what is good and forbid them from doing what is bad. His aims and objective was well spelled out why he went out, but they decided to handle him in that way without considering that this is Imam Hussein alayhi salam that the Holy Prophet used to kiss his head. On the day of Karbala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, what did he say? After all the hujjah he has established against them, but he told them, he even showed the amama of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and asked them, is this not the amama of the Holy Prophet Muhammad? Is this not the amama that the Holy Prophet used to tie? Then why today don't you recognize me as the grandson of the Holy Prophet? They all say yes, but the dunya, the love of this world has taken over them, and once the love of this world has taken over any human being, that is the end of his destruction. That is the end of his destruction. Then Imam Hussein alayhi salam was left for how many days without water, without, he and his children, he and his other companions, they were left without water. And that was how the situation is. Therefore, we just want to make it very clear that there's no way that somebody can tell us that when you cry for the sake of Imam Hussein, you have committed bid'ah.